Good early morning. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about Guatemala and the way the system works. And just the way I see it anyway. It's a lot like, and sometimes I try to think it would be like dictatorship, socialist. There's all kinds of things I keep thinking about. But now I'm thinking, and I don't know really what you call it. Back in the old days with the knights, and because the reason is the people seem to be like peasants. It seems like there's no opportunity. It's hard, very hard to get something going. Different than the United States. It's hard to get businesses going in the United States because of all the regulations and permits and all the stuff you have to. Are you certified to do this? These are all the kind of things that you got to fight in the United States. And but here it's different because one thing is, this has been going for over 500 years. Before that was the Mayan Indians. But 500 years it's been civilized. And once you get civilized, they tend to put restrictions on you. And it's not like the government puts the restrictions. That's the way the life and this type of stuff goes. Like I say, if you ever see, I've lived outside of Topeka when I was born, and it was country, and then the city grew out to us, and then and when the city comes out, then it gets more civilized. And here's the same place. This all used to be out in the country. 50 years ago, this was all out in the country. When my wife's family first moved out here, this was just country land. And now it's civilized. Now, when I say that, I'm thinking more like this 500 years, it's been occupied by civilized folk. And this is small. And every bit of the ground is owned by someone. So you can't really, it's hard to develop when there's so many people involved in it. So that's why opportunity, it's really difficult you can't just go out in the jungle and knock down some trees and start growing and producing. You can't do that like you used to be able to. Now, and it's the peer pressure is even worse here than the United States. The peer pressure, they don't think for themselves. The way the education system is, they're training workers. That's all they do. And it's really, really obvious. And you have to have schooling to do anything. Any kind of a job, you have to be schooled in it. So the peasants, in their mind, they have to, if you want to be a secretary, if you want to work in a restaurant, I've talked about that in our hotel. We have college people come in there to work, to learn how to work in a restaurant. And so you need education to do anything. So the people are brainwashed, thinking they're limited. They can only do what the state or the king or the the noble that owns this area, lets them do. And you can't do anything really big because unless you've got the okay from the local noble. Don't forget, he's the one that more than likely the one in the area is oh man, they're like would be like police or military. They're the ones that control this area. So you have to go through them if you want to get something done. And of course, they're going to get a percentage. I think that's what they did, in the night days. If you lived in the area that I protect, then you will give me so much of your crops and stuff like that. So it seems like that. Oh, you see, I forgot to mention. You see the fog, and it's really peaceful. It's Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. So, I don't. This is about normally the time I get up. About 8:30. I mean, I get up probably about 8 and start getting everything around and do my exercises and all this kind of stuff and get ready to go. And usually about 8:30, I'm walking on my way over to the hotel, get some breakfast. But anyway, I was thinking about that before I got out of bed this morning. I was thinking the social structure here is well controlled, and the peasants know they're peasants. And I mean, and I mentioned before, everything in Guatemala is more obvious than in the United States. And I don't know, I think it's because, and I had somebody made a comment, when you're on the outside looking in, you can see something better than when you're inside and you get used to it. And that's one reason why I'm really critical about the United States, is because I can see it. I'm on the outside, I can see the results of what they do. I'm just, it's not, you can't, you're so close to the trees, you can't see the forest, kind of thing. And so that's why it is on the United States. And then here, I don't say systems are wrong, because who am I to make these judgments? This is their system. I'm not going to make no changes. Not like California folk. California folk, they move into another area, they want to change everything, make everything just like California. That's why they got Colorado all screwed up. But I'm not like that. I like the different cultures, and I try to learn and understand these cultures, and all that adds to me. It opens my mind. It sees different things, so I can see things that other people don't. And I've always wondered about that. And then again, that's back to half Chinese and half American. I see more than what most people see. And but like I say, as a Guatemalan citizen, a peasant, you're limited. You can only do so much. And it was kind of like that. I started thinking about that. Well, I'm kind of the same way in the United States with all the regulations and stuff. So what happened, once I leave the United States, it's open. I mean, I can start any kind of business down here. I can do all kinds of cool stuff here. And that's because I'm not only an American, the main thing is I'm not a Guatemalan. I haven't been brainwashed thinking I'm a simple peasant and I can only do simple chores. I can do much more. And so it's really opened my eyes. And now I thought I was going to become a Guatemalan citizen. I can become a dual citizenship, but I'm not. I don't think I want to do it. We're right back to, I think once I'm a citizen, I'm going to be restricted. I'm going to have to play by their rules. now I don't. I don't think there's any rules. I just start doing stuff. But anyway, I mean, I'm not aware of any rules, and like I say, this is why I guide myself with morals. And when in doubt, what am I supposed to do? I just go back to what is the morally proper thing to do. And because I don't know the laws, I don't really say I'm exempt from the laws, but like I say, they look at me and they realize I am not going to do the legal things. I'm not going to do like everybody else does. I will use my imagination. I will do things. And this is the thing that makes Americans stand out. I know now Chinese are all over the world. They are not the majority. I'm not talking about the majority, but they've got an adventurous type gene in them, I guess. That, well, they don't mind working. They don't mind trying to accomplish things, and they're legal. And I mean, they do things the way everybody else. They don't force their ways on other people. And so that's what I'm saying. It is just a little bit different. When I'm thinking about, there's no king. So like I say, they're really they're not appointed. They're really elected, not like the United States. That's why Trump got everything all messed up. He wasn't appointed. They didn't want him. So, but down here, normally they appoint someone. And who is they? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's the United States. Sometimes I think it's the UN. I'm not sure about the UN powers, how much real influence they really have, other than using the United States military might to make things happen. But anyway, this is just something I've been thinking about. Peasants. I've never felt like a peasant. I don't do peasant stuff, but that just dawned on me through the night. But anyway, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.